With Eddie Jones in advance of the Six Nations Championship, Eddie, I think a lot of people when they saw your squad initially had themselves convinced that you'd torn up the game book and it was the dawn of the new era, but injuries, are they going to have a massive impact on your options and what players you can select over the course of this championship?
Well, this is my fifth Six Nations and this is probably the least number of injuries we've ever had, so we're in a very positive state. You know, it's common at this time of the year to have 15, 17 players in England unavailable. You know, and in reality we've got Slady, Jack Noel, Billy, significant players for us, but players that we know we have the depth and talent to replace, and we'll just get on with it.
So is it a conscious decision then to go with new faces, to blood new players, to start a new chapter?
Well, I think every year, you know, traditionally you look to change the squad by about 20%. That's always been my coaching philosophy. And post the World Cup, you probably want to do a little bit more, and we're around that mark.
How much energy then do those new faces bring in to maybe reinvigorate things on a year-to-year basis?
Oh, they're so important. You know, young players bring enthusiasm, older players bring experience. And what do you want from your team? Experience, and you want enthusiasm. So they've got a big job for us, and they're such an exciting group of players.
Obviously there's an awful lot of change in terms of coaches, in terms of player dynamics. Will that all contribute to a far more open championship, do you envisage?
I think post the World Cup it always is, because sides or teams and nations take approaches where they either change the coach, or they've had a mature side at the World Cup and they need to regenerate, or they've had a young side at the World Cup and they just need that a bit. And because of that, there's less of a stability in terms of the teams, and as you said, that makes for a very open Six Nations.
Obviously, from an Irish perspective, our World Cup failed to reach the heights that we envisaged. You came so close to climbing Everest. Which is the harder to bounce back from?
I think both are difficult, and in reality, winning the World Cup's difficult, because then once you've won the World Cup, every team's coming after you for the next 4 years, which South Africa will experience. So everyone needs to regenerate. Everyone needs to refocus as how quickly you can do it.
I listened to a podcast with you on the flight on the way over, and at that stage, whenever it was recorded, you'd still not watched the World Cup final back. Have you watched it since?
I've watched bits and pieces.
Difficult?
Yeah, well, there's always a scar there. You know, the reality is there's always a scar from that game, and your ability to live with that scar is the most important thing.
But are those important, those scars?
Oh, 100%. You know, you don't see pretty heavyweight champions, do you?
So do you channel that then in the 10 days between now and the opening game?
For some players it'll be important, other players it won't, so we just need to find the right balance in how much we look at that and how much we take that forward.
I've no doubt you've probably been asked about Saracens as much as you have about England. Is it an unnecessary distraction for you?
It's opportunity, great opportunity for us to get the team tighter. For our Saracens players, it's a great opportunity for them to find the sanctuary, and the sanctuary is playing for England. Concentrate on what you love doing. What do you love doing? Playing rugby. The rest of it will sort itself out.
Has there been an unfair scrutiny on the players themselves?
Look, it's all part and parcel of how the media operates and how modern society operates, so no.